Now, when we spoke about this, I know that you said that in ways he was actually telling on himself when he have conversations and get to talking to you about certain things. In what ways was he inadvertently revealing what was actually going on, revealing his actions?
Well, it wasn't really the actions. It was the fact that he would bring up conversations out of the blue that is not normal. Like he talked to, we were putting up sheetrock in one of the rooms, and he literally just started a conversation about age limit, the consent age in Oklahoma. And I think I was doing one of the windows, and I turned around and I said, okay, why are we having this conversation about consent? He's like, well, I'm just saying in Oklahoma it's 16. And I said, so? And I said, I don't understand why we're having a conversation. So they kept talking about him and his kids. He had his mother, and not his mother, his mother, his wife, his older wife, his son, and one of the daughters was in there, but not the daughter that has the kids. It was one of the other daughters. So I just, played it off, and I just kept doing what I was doing because it was kind of uncomfortable talking about the consent age in Oklahoma. And his kids agreed with him. They all knew about it, and I thought that was strange.
So
And
just
then
so
he
just from him bringing up conversations like that, you kind of realize, like, wait a minute, like why are you talking about this type of stuff? Like, why are you having these kind of
yeah,
conversations?
yeah. And then, I seen a picture on his phone of a real young Asian girl that looked like she was 15. And that picture was supposed to be his daughter's girlfriend, which was kind of odd. He talked about it. He would bring up his daughter and the fact that she was gay and she was um, uh, married to a woman that was in California. And I'm like, what? Okay. Then he would talk about her having a child or two children, adopting. But then he'll change it and said she was she had artificial insemination. So it's like, okay, this guy is living in la la land. And those things I thought about. I would put in the back of my mind and said, okay, I'm gonna hold on to that because this is a little bit odd, but still nothing I could tell anybody about.
So you begin to notice red flags when he started the bringing his teenage daughters to work. Can you kind of describe like the specific observations that led to her becoming suspicious?
Well, it wasn't, he always brought his teenage daughters. He brought two different daughters. He had two daughters he would bring. One day he would bring one while the other one was at home watching the kids. And then he would bring another one day while the other one was watching the kids. I didn't know that there was another daughter. Well, he actually talked about the daughter that had the kids. He would say that she's at home watching the kids, but then he would leave another adult daughter, another teenage daughter at home watching the kids, probably because she was at home pregnant. I had never met her before. And one day I saw him in the hallway. She was, I guess they had went downtown to change her name, and they stopped by the shop because he always talked about her. And I said, well, when are you gonna bring your other daughter in? Well, she's not ready to work the family business yet. But I saw them in the hallway one day after I guess she got her name changed, and he was just standing in front of her. And as I walked up, I'm thinking that looked a little weird. And plus, she looked like she had just had a child. She was real chunky, and she just still had the baby fat on her. So
Mm-hmm.
when I walked up, he's like, "Oh, I want to introduce you to my other daughter. I'm not gonna say her name." And so I met her, and then, but the way he was looking at her, the way he was smiling, I said, "Damn, that guy looked like he just looking at her like she was some sort of candy, like he was in love with her." He didn't look at her like that was his daughter.
Right.
So that was strange to me. So when they walked out, I was like, okay, that was weird. And I watched them walk down the hall, and they were playing with each other, and that was it. And so I kind of put that in the back of my mind. I said, something's wrong with this picture. She doesn't look like she was his daughter.
This
And
didn't.
then,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
This
and by
didn't look
this
like
time,
father daughter interaction.
no, no, not at all. No. And by this time, I was a little suspicious about the kids anyway. And I'm thinking, okay, I've never seen this one. But that the relationship between them was already strange, the way he talked about her all the time.